Hey everyone, welcome back to some more Let's Play Vampire the Masquerade-Bloodlines. In the last episode, we arrived at the house in the Hollywood Hills, where we had witnessed the one girl get torn to shreds by those strange monstrosities. The heads with teeth, horrible teeth and massive claws, which shredded her to pieces, devoured her. We learned that there was some fiend living there, and when we had explored the place, we found it filled with nightmarish furniture, molded of bone and flesh, filled with swarms of flies, and more of those monsters. Within the basement of that location, we found a Zimitchi, a member of the Sabbat sect, a flesh crafter, with the power of, I think it's called vivisectitude. He's able to shape something that has flesh or bone into something else. I can't imagine it's very pleasant for the person if they're alive. And he was behind, indeed, the creation of all these creatures. His desire was to eliminate the Camarilla's allies, the Nosferatu, or one of their clans, from existing here in Los Angeles, purging out their eyes, because Nosferatu do indeed act as the spies for the Camarilla. And those creatures were, in particular, fashioned to do so. We fought him, and we eliminated him, after talking to him a bit about why he did it. Maybe I can understand his desire to be free of the Camarilla, and perhaps the Sabbat have their own motivations as well. But it's a bit too alien for Lotaeri, and I do like the Camarilla with him, even if we don't see eye to eye with the Prince on everything. In any case, after we eliminated the source of the creation of these creatures, we then went into the sewer system ourselves in order to find the Nosferatu. Our task, after all, from the Prince is not to eliminate the Sabbat. It's to find the sarcophagus, and he wants to find Gary to locate it. Doesn't care about what we have to do to get that done, and we're not going to be rewarded for eliminating that massive Sabbat from Hollywood. Indeed, that's under Isaac Abraham's barony and anarch, not a member of the Camarilla. But we did manage to get through the sewer system, finding a shortcut through it. I think that was added here through the unofficial patch, which allowed us to circumvent a great many frustrating puzzles that would have awaited us in the sewer system anyway. I remember this one awful water puzzle, which we'll talk about later. In any case, we arrived now to the dens of the warrens here for the Nosferatu, and we're finding the place to be rather, well, I wouldn't want to live here. It's rather ugly, to be quite frank, like the Nosferatu, but functional for what the Nosferatu need, which is also quite like them. We just met one of the Nosferatu down here, Mitnick, a hacker, a quite accomplished one at that, who has some tasks for us to do, and he'll send us information to our email. You might remember that Mitnick was the name, I think, well, maybe it wasn't. I thought it was a name we had in an email earlier, who set up our password Sunrise with was it called Deadhead or something, as the login originally or the name for us at first. So he has a sense of humor, and I like him. And he and I got along pretty well. I don't think we'll get along very well with the other Nosferatu, because I know what Nosferatu is waiting for us up ahead. And it's not quite good scary, but there's also another that we're going to meet right now first. And I don't think we're going to get along with her very well, but we'll see. Leet! Does anyone use Leet speak anymore? Does anyone even know what that is? Probably not anymore. Alright, really quick, I'm going to cut this because I like how this part came out. Give me 1 second. A big part about recording games is trying to make yourself sound somewhat coherent when you record, and I have a bad habit of stumbling over words or saying things in a way, or phrasing things in a way that aren't right or correct, or going into territory and babbling incoherently about things. Hopefully I won't do that now. And so I like cutting my introductions, so I at least have got that part correct. That usually takes the longest to do. So, who do we have here staring at Tawny, who's apparently fat? He doesn't apparently like her very much. And she has really awkward nails? What on earth is going on with your fingers, girl?
Bitch, I can't believe she got the cover of Glamourella this month.
Who got the cover of what?
I mean, just look at her. Too fat, big teeth, and her complexion. Does she wash her face with a cheese grater?
Wow. People in glass houses.
I mean, like anyone ever knew who Tawny Sessions was before I left the scene. She'd still be a fluff girl at Vivisection, making $10 a stiffy if I was still around.
And who exactly are you?
Oh, right. You probably don't recognize me with this whole Texas Chainsaw Massacre thing I've got going on here. My name is Amalia.
Hey, Amalia. How come you hate Tawny Sessions so much?
Before this neat little makeover, I used to be a model. I was all over the place. TV, magazines, billboards. I mean, I was hot. Super hot. And I knew it. Which is why Gary decided to invite me into his freaky little family.
I hope you all like Amalia's armpit, because Lotaeri certainly does. Yeah, she shaves her armpit still. That's important, apparently, Lotaeri. I don't know why sometimes the characters do this. I think what's happening is Lotaeri's going into his idle stance, but the camera's locked to our head, and so it moves into it's like when Lotaeri hunches down, or sometimes you'll see someone standing and they'll hunch down briefly into their combat pose. I think that's what's happening here. It's hilarious, and we often will end up looking at someone's left nipple. Thankfully, it's Amalia's armpit. And I don't know why she's not even looking at us. I guess we look too good for her. She's worried she might pounce on us or something. Yeah, armpit. Yes, thank you, Lotaeri. All right. What do you mean Gary invited you?
Nosferatu have a sixth sense of humor. Sometimes they feel that their victims, namely moi in this particular case, have an overabundance of vanity and need to be taught an important life lesson.
I see. So what happened?
Well, I had just won Guy Magazine's The Most Ridiculously Hot Chick in the Known Universe Award. And when I came home after the ceremony, lo and behold, Gary was sitting there on my couch with a martini in his hand. You fill in the blanks.
So, have you learned your life lesson? Doesn't sound like you have, Amalia. Now, we know who Amalia is, kind of. By the way, we saw her picture in the bounty hunter's place, the Ritzy apartments that Mercurio was in. She's the girl with the curly hair leaning up against the one wall with the red dress. She was very regal looking, but her voice changed horribly here, and obviously she no longer looks anything like her. Just like the other Nosferatu, though, I don't think she looks that terrible. It looks like she's painting her face, though. I don't think her face... Maybe that's supposed to be like an actual horrific skin condition she has on her face. But I got the impression she's painting it white. Or maybe that's part of her skull that's actually out there. Looks like someone sliced like a smile on her face, and she has staples to keep her mouth in check. Unfortunately, I don't think this model works very well for that effect, but otherwise she would be horrific looking. If she would open her mouth, it would grin all the way, like her mouth opened deeply into her cheeks, almost to her ears. That would be, oh my god, that would be terrifying. We're not going to ask about killing her, because that's not Lotaeri's thing. So let's ask about her life lesson, if she learned it or not.
Yeah, the lesson is, life is a cold-hearted bitch, so now I get to be one, too. You get that? You need to write it down?
Oh, screw you if you're going to go ahead and insult me. Write this down. You better get some skin cream.
What did you say? Nobody talks that way to me. I'm Amalia. Do you hear me? Amalia!
No, you're annoying.
What? I want you to get the hell out of here right now and never come back.
Say it, don't spray it. See ya. Amalia has a cool quest that you can do. We're not doing it because Lotaeri. I'm not gonna be smack talked by I'm not gonna be insulted by Amalia like that. Whatever. She has not learned her lesson at all. Not at all. And I'm not going to work with her. No way. Oh, hello. Blue blood pack. Is there anything else here on the magical floating boxes? There is not. Okay. Yeah. So no, I'm not gonna deal with Amalia. I forgot she was so stuck up. I remember that she didn't like the girl in the poster, but I didn't realize she was so full of herself. I can understand Gary's desire to change her into a Nosferatu. I'm guessing she didn't go willingly. Although she's handling it better than Ash, I suppose. Well, but then again, yeah, she is handling it better than Ash, but Ash still looks great, and he can't do anything about the fact that he's used to be a famous star. He would rather have had his life snuffed out, lived a have his light be bright and brilliant, but brief, as opposed to long and dim. Amalia, I guess, now decides that she'd rather be the second, unless this is her way of dealing with what happened to her. But I don't like her attitude at all. No, she can pout in there about the fact that Tawny is now hot model #1 apparently. We'll talk about the quest that she would have given though in a little bit. I think we're approaching where Gary lives. Hello. A dinner. Set for corpses, and I suppose we count as one. Are we taking a seat?
By the clack-smack cracking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. I don't remember seeing you on the guest list for the dinner party. We're having a wrap party for the Misfits, about 40 years late. Cast and crew only, boss.
I think the Misfits must be part of a group Gary was a member of at some point, and he's the only one who seemed to survive. Where are you, Gary?
Maybe I'm in your head. Uh-oh. You might have picked up one of those psychoses so common to new kindred.
I just need to talk to you.
We are talking, but you aren't listening, boss.
I kind of wish that we could just talk to him like this, because I think we're going to make him show up. Like, we're not going to talk with him unless he's physically in front of us, and I don't see why we would care. Because Lotaeri knows he's a Nosferatu, and we've seen a bunch of okay-looking Nosferatu, but we've seen some Nosferatu that don't look like anything we would... Well, they've looked better before they were Nosferatu. You know, I always thought the player's Nosferatu, the one that you use if you choose Nos as a clan, man, they look hideous. They really look terrible compared to the other Nosferatu in this game. I don't think Gary looks bad at all, actually, to tell you the truth. He's got a really protracted chin, and maybe his bones are a little exposed for his cheeks, but otherwise he could probably still act if he really came down to it. In any case, we can't just talk to the darkness. Who are you?
You're used to getting what you want, aren't you, handsome? People just love your charisma, your face. They eat your words up like the rats eat the cheese in the trap. Oh, boss, where do you think you are?
Okay. So, thank you, Gary, for hitting on me, but I'm really not that type of vampire. You should know by now that we don't have physical relations with other kind. Kind or kindred, for that matter. Interesting. I wonder if he's saying this because we're a Toreador, or if it's because our seduction is 7. Probably our seduction is high. So he's just letting us know that he's not impressed by how good looking we are. That's fine. I wasn't intending to go out with you anyway, Gary.
Maybe I'm a ghost. Oh, come on. Don't tell me you just stumbled down here. What I need to know is why you're here.
We're looking up at the chandelier. I can't, so my character's automatically looking at things, so I'm not doing any of that. I apparently think he's at the chandelier right now. I guess we'll talk to the chandelier, Gary, because you're not talking to us directly. We need something to look at when we talk to them. You're not going to want to make eye contact with us, apparently. Maybe that works in our favor, too. Look. Where are you?
I'm over here, boss. Wait, maybe I'm over here. Or maybe I'm behind you with a hatchet in my hand. Or did you ever stop to think that your fear, if given a voice, would sound like this?
I really like Gary's voice. I like his attitude very much as well, and he's being playful with us. I'm pretty sure, Gary, if you wanted me dead, I'd be dead already. So tell me what it is you want.
I want to stick your lovely face in a piranha tank. I want to apply an acid glaze to your sculptured body. I want to throw your pocket mirror under a thresher and watch you fetch it. But I'm no butcher, boss. Are you?
It's interesting how he uses boss, because he's not using it to mean that we are. It's a sarcastic way of using it. He is in control here, not us. We're not here to kill him. That's not why the prince sent us here, Gary. So, Gary, we're not here to kill you. I'm here about the incarnate sarcophagus. I'm no butcher either, at least not of you or your kin.
You don't say. Wake up, boss. Who do you think you're dealing with? Why else would LaCroix send you on this snipe hunt? Oh, that's right. I know you work for the prince.
Look, Gary, it would be suicide for me to show up here into your haven, your Elysium area, and attempt to fight you. I would be dead already, 100 times over, if that's what the prince sent me to do, and I wouldn't have even bothered with the trip in the first place. I'm here for the sarcophagus. Tell me where it is. I can get out of here.
You should have got here sooner. That lot's been sold.
Who bought it?
I like to discuss business face to face.
So do I, Gary. I've been trying to get you to do that the entire time. Show yourself.
Are you sure, boss? You don't want my image in your subconscious. It's the stuff nightmares are made of.
Yes. Come on out.
Careful what you wish for. You just might get it.
Yeah?
Behind you, boss. Boo!
Oh, we have to insult him! Oh, I don't agree with this at all. I like Gary. Maybe we could pretend we're being sarcastic with him. Well, you are the most offensive and obscene thing I have ever seen.
On guard, Toreador. You vainglorious, narcissistic poser. How I loathe that determination of your kind to belie your true nature with Paris fashions and pomp. You are a dead thing, a creature of the shadows. Start acting like one.
Fair enough. You can dish it out but can't take it. We're not going to insult him by selecting number 2, although that's hilarious. No. We're not here to fence words with him. Not in his home. You don't kick the door open to someone's house and insult them. Not unless, well, we did it with Amalia. I shouldn't be talking about this. Bit of a hypocrite here, but I'm not going to do that. Gary's angry, and because we just, first thing he did after having a good time was we tried to have a good time ourselves, and he's having none of it. Fair enough, Gary. We'll be more polite with you. Who are you?
What? You don't recognize me from the pictures? Gorgeous Gary Golden? Don't tell me you missed Pirate Town or Tap Hotel. Little before your time, eh, boss? Well, those days are long past. Nowadays, it's just Gary.
Yeah, I mean, except for the sneer he's doing right now, he doesn't look that bad. You don't look that bad. I mean, you do have the whole, like, really deep-set eyes thing. And you got, you know, the chin, cheekbones, really protracted, you know, chin, one of your ears. Let's move. Never mind, Gary. Let's move on. Where's the sarcophagus?
Where did it go? That thing seems to get around more than Mae West. Why, might I ask, should I give you that information?
Okay, so we can tell him because we got rid of the Dimitri for him, but we didn't get rid of the Dimitri for him. We got rid of the Dimitri because it was the only way we could possibly figure out where they are. And I don't know if he'll buy that line, but it did just happen. So maybe he'll be willing to believe that. But I think he's smarter than that, and will just counter with, you didn't get rid of it for me. You got rid of it because it was the way you had to find me. I'm under orders for the prince. That doesn't matter to Gary. Not in his haven. Why would he still give me that information? We'll go with 2. I got rid of the Dimitri for you, Gary.
Oh, my hero. Had it not been for that damn Shamisi, you'd still be searching under rocks for us. It was hardly a favor, but I know where your prince's prize is. There's very little that doesn't leak down into this place. Tell me, boss, you ever gone up against a Kuei Jin?
We're not going to choose 4. Lottery's a little more serious than that. I've been using Lottery. The one time I wasn't serious, the girl rejected us with that you liked it. I'm not going to forget that. God, I thought every single answer was going to be acceptable. We could go with 4, which is, yeah, I have hundreds. I'm a Quajian death machine, but we're not going for that. What's a Quajian?
The Quajian are vampires, but not like kindred. Sometimes known as the vampires of the East. But they ain't kin, boss. They're just someone else that, if you ain't being careful, might give you the final death.
So I like our interaction with Gary here. He's being a little open with us. And sure, he's talking down with us a bit, but again, we're in his place, and he's probably very powerful. And I don't mind him. I don't mind him. That's the wrong way to phrase it. I can understand his throwing his weight around. Kind of like Mr. Isaac Abrams, like LaCroix, like everyone else we've talked to, like the Vorman sisters. Everyone does this. Everyone. Even Nines was getting pretty angry with us for bringing up the Camarilla, for example. No one's want to listen to us and the fact that we're stuck here. That's working for the prince. Except the prince. And even then, he doesn't, I don't know. Sometimes he doesn't really seem to like us very much. I think I killed one back in Santa Monica. What about them? You might remember that we did read about the name Quajian on the laptop that we had there from Foxy Boxes when we killed that one guy who'd been hunting Nox.
Even for old Gary, there ain't much more to tell. You see, I sent an agent, Barabbas, to snoop around Chinatown, do a little hacking, make a few contacts. But he hasn't been calling lately, and it's breaking my heart.
Are we going to start being angry about this? Because we certainly do seem to have to always do more work for someone else whenever we need something done. But that's the way things are in life. I know he'll want us to find him. we'll go with the easy answer, number 2. And let me guess. You want me to find him?
Gee, that's original. You think that up all by yourself? You up for a little trip to Chinatown? You're in no danger there. Me? Best you don't mention my name there, boss. That's the going rate for my info right now. You get our chum back from Chinatown, I'll give you what you need.
Well, making it worth my while is dumb. He's got all the cards. He doesn't have to tell us a thing. And he could just kill us if he really wanted to. I don't know if LaCroix would like that very much, but maybe LaCroix doesn't care. I think LaCroix would care a lot. Gary might be willing to risk that and just hide from the Camarilla. Maybe even join the Anarchs or take his clan someplace else. So, threatening him with make it worth my while is useless. Do it yourself? That's not going to work. Because the game's not going to let us go onward if we give him the laugh and walk out, as Mort would say. So we'll say deal. Tell me what I need to do.
The Golden Temple in Chinatown. It's a piss-poor copy of a real place. Looks like it'd be more at home in a theme park. That I saw is where you'll find the leader of the L.A. Kuei Jin. They call her Ming Zhao. Sounds dangerous? No, this ain't a suicide mission, boss. You'll be more of a curiosity than a threat. Talk to Zhao, ask her where my boy is, and get him back. Once he's safe, I'll tell you everything you need to know about the sarcophagus.
Aren't the kindred at war with the Kuei Jin?
Not that I know of. It's like the eye of the hurricane right now. Don't make those winds blow, boss.
Gotcha. So then Ming Zhao may not even have been responsible for this Nosferatu's disappearance. She might be, but she might not be, and she might know where he is. I have a hunch she's going to want some work done as well. But she's not a Sabbat. She's not a Camarilla. She's not an Anarch. In fact, I don't think she's not any of those clans. A different type of blood runs through her veins. So we're dealing with a different type of monster, as it were. Altogether different, with different motivations. Sounds dangerous. Got anything I can use to protect myself?
Let's see what I got. For one of your kind, it ain't gonna be cheap.
1 measly blood pack. Very funny. Anything else? He's gonna just tell me to use my good looks, isn't he?
That thing behind that pretty face of yours is called a brain. If you want to survive in Chinatown, I suggest you use it. Or if all else fails, you could just use your pocket mirror to blind them.
Fair enough, Gary. Fair enough. I know that I'm not going to ask if you go, because you definitely can't use your looks, let alone any shattered mirrors you might possess. I'll go. You better keep your end of the deal.
Of course. What kind of a monster do you take me for? There is a method to my madness, boss. There's a payphone in Chinatown. I'll call you with the info once Barabbas is safe. Until then, you'll never know where I am.
It's as good as done, Gary. Bye. All right. So, let me cut this part really quick as well. Alright, not bad. Quest accepted. So, we're not going to report back to the prince because apparently, I thought he just wanted us to find Gary. But I guess he wanted us to find Gary and get the information about where that sarcophagus was. And of course, we don't know where it is. Oh, actually, I think LaCroix may want the sarcophagus from us. Like, us bringing it back to him. God, I hope he doesn't want that and just wants information about where it is. He can send some sort of strike team in to get it or what have you. And I think this is an alternate way out, so we don't have to climb through the sewer system. Actually, we can't get back up to the sewer system based upon how we entered this location, so let's just press onward. So, the plot thickens a little more. We're off to the 4th hub, everyone, the final one in the game. But before we go there, I'm going to want to do a little bit of side quests. We're probably doing that for the next 2 or 3 episodes. We need more experience. I want Seduction 8 before I go to Chinatown. And we're probably leaving at 8 for the rest of the game. And despite Gary, we'll increase our appearance once to do it. So, I think we'll double back to our haven. And we'll look at what mail Mitnick has sent. Because that will be the way in which we'll get some more experience. Oh, well, we've been here before. We were, after all, under the sewer systems for in Hollywood. Interesting. The Nosferatu were never really in any danger in the sewer system. They couldn't use the sewer system to walk around. Oh, I guess they had to be a little careful, because this leads out to the graveyard, and people might be walking around in the mausoleum, so they couldn't leave whenever they wanted to. But they had a back door out into this area the entire time. How about that? Alright, so what's on the agenda? I think the first thing we'll do is go and let Isaac Abrams know that we cleared out the Zimichi from the Hollywood Hills, so he won't march a bunch of his troops up there for no reason. Isaac's been very kind to us, and I'm sure he will actually reward us for the work in some capacity. He's been very fair, unlike LaCroix, who has not been, and perhaps Isaac's politeness and bribes, but his willingness to deal with me as not an equal, but appreciate the work I do without me reminding him of the work I've done, is noted. I can, at the very least, say that Lotaeri's opinion of the Anarchs, at least the Toreador Anarchs here for this barony of Hollywood, I like them. I can see Lotaeri getting along with them very well. Methadron, by the way, was telling me that Velvet Velour is not actually a member of the Anarchs either. She is a independent Toreador. So that's interesting. That well, but that doesn't really, I guess, mean anything to Lotaeri, because right now, although I like the idea of the Camarilla for him, with the law and structure it provides, and I like the, I like Strauss, and I think that Strauss has been fair with us as well, similarly to Isaac Abrams. So it's a proof that there's not all bad people in the Camarilla, although Strauss himself plays politics. But I'm pretty sure politics are played everywhere for all the vampire clans in some capacity. I don't think the Anarchs themselves are without it. What's interesting to me is that the Anarchs and Sabbat, their stances, maybe I'm just going to get this wrong, but I'm going to say it anyway. I mean, I don't remember any of the rules, and it's been eons again, everyone, since I had last read them for the edition I played. But it seems like the Anarchs' whole shtick is they're different than the Camarilla, and the Sabbat hate the Camarilla, and it's like they're just angry at the Camarilla, and they don't. That's it. If it wasn't for the Camarilla, would they even exist? I wonder. They'd probably form their own laws and be very Camarilla-like, would be my guess. If whatchamacallit actually faded. And we need a little bit of blood. And we haven't talked with one of these girls before.
Hey, baby. Looking for a date?
Oh, she sounds exactly the same as the other ones. Follow me, girl. Oh, how did I know? She was a prostitute? Well, she's walking around with money in her thong. And there was another girl just like her, standing around, dressed like her, standing around in downtown.
Okay, honey. Let's see what you got.
So I just made an assumption. It's terrible. You shouldn't assume what the girl's wearing that she's a prostitute. But I don't know. She's kind of showing everything. So I took a guess, and sure enough, that's the way it works. We need a little bit of blood to make up for our trip to the sewer system. Okay. And we are still on our way to talk with Isaac Abrams. Let's just... Stop with the crab nipples! I was thinking of maybe talking with this guy, because maybe if his opinion about the place was already negative, maybe I would want to convince him to go through with a negative review. But I don't know. Again, I don't really just want to do quests for LaCroix because he wants us to do quests. I'm sorry, quests. Because it seems like it's such a petty thing to do, is ruin the restaurant's opportunity to make it big because LaCroix wants the property. LaCroix can offer more money. Or if he can't do it, he doesn't get to have everything he wants in life. So I don't think we're going to do that quest either. And we'll talk about the Emalia quest after we're done talking with Mr. Abrams. Because we're giving up the Emalia quest, or we gave it up as well, so we're not going to get any experience points for that either.
Evening.
Kingsway. There was a Samichi. Notice I pronounced that name wrong, and I also used past tense.
An impressive achievement, young Toreador. Someone of your character doesn't come in here every night. I'd like to give you something. It's not much. Just my way of letting you know that the Barony of Hollywood appreciates your service. I'm glad to see the blood of my clan has found its way into the right people. Hopefully you won't spill it foolishly in some pointless display of fealty for that damned LaCroix. Come by in a little while. I should have something for you then.
Thank you, Isaac. I'll stop by later to pick it up. Take care. We'll talk to him more then as well. I wonder if there's more like clan-specific rewards that you get. Like if the reward Isaac will give us is something specific to us because we are a member of his clan. Is there one of every clan represented in the game that you can talk to with each person that you play? Venture would be LaCroix. Malkavian is the Vorman sisters. I don't think there's anything you get special from them. There's also Grout, but he's dead. Gangrels are Beckett. Bruja? There's no Camarilla Bruja that I'm aware of. They're all the Anarchs. And if I was playing a Bruja, I probably would join the Anarchs, actually. We've seen there's at least Isaac Abrams for the Toreador and Velvet. Nosferatu have Gary. You get a Haven from them there. Obviously with, well, I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure with the Venture, you get the Haven right away with LaCroix as well. What other? I know there's like two more clans I can't... Tremere, you get something special with Strauss. And I think there's like one more clan I'm forgetting. It's obviously not an important clan. Because I don't remember it. I don't remember what it was. Alright, let's go. So let's go to downtown next. We'll stop by and talk with Venus.
Somewhere.
I am. Back to downtown with us. Oh, what? We can still go to the museum or Kingsway as well. Interesting. Oh, what time is it, by the way? Oh, I gotta take a break soon, everyone, because it's 11 p.m. at night, and I need to get ready for bed. So when we reach our haven, we'll look at our mails, but I'll put a cut here, and we'll come back to finish up the episode when I'm back. Yes, we're still gonna walk. Alright, so Emalia's quest. Emalia wants you to embarrass Tawny. And she'll send you to do so by placing cameras in her apartment, but you can't be seen doing it. Now, I've only played the game prior with a Nosferatu, and I think I played through it 3 times or 4 times with the Malkavian. Those clans have obfuscate, which basically is invisibility, so it's not too hard to do that with them. I've got no clue how Lotaeri would get that work done. I don't think he would. So I wasn't really interested in doing the quest, because I remembered that when I loaded up the episode today. But, well, I don't know if I don't like her attitude at all. She should be a little more humble, in my opinion. I've been using Lotaeri knows he looks good. He knows he's a great talker, you know. But I haven't been very arrogant with him so far. At least I don't think I have been. Yeah, I know. Emalia really needs to tone it down. She needs to shut up and learn her place.
Money, right? Been a while. Your money's been piling up. Here, that should provide for an interesting evening.
Thank you. Take care. I also wish we weren't such an asshole with the exiting statements we can do all the time. I don't know. It's like, thanks, keep it coming. I'm like, what? No, stop that. It should be, thank you, Venus. I'll see you later. It's another game in which the main protagonist's reactions were written by someone who is a real jerk. Corvo from the Dishonored series.
Lovely evening.
I always thought most of his interactions with the other people was rather uncouth, especially for someone who is a member of the nobility. It seemed like he would know some etiquette when speaking with people. But I remember when you met, what's his name? I never played this Dishonored 2, by the way, so my only experience with it is Dishonored 1. Samuel. You kind of call him like an old, yeah, let's go, old man. I'm like, what? Why am I speaking to him that way? Be grateful he was even there to pick you up from the other edge of the sewer system, Corvo. What the heck? Alright. So, we're back home. We'll do some inventory management while we're here. Actually, I guess I can do that off. Well, no, we should do that on the screen. Actually, no, I will do this off screen because I'm just going to go up to our computer, read the emails, and then that will do it for us. And I think we've already read that. Okay. Home sweet home. So let's see what Mitnick wants us to do. I think one of the first things I would do is go ahead and change that. Get rid of those. We are, although we're a vampire, we're not really gonna have a girl over for dinner, as it were. Well, actually, that's exactly what we'll do. But I mean, that's a bit creepy. I think I would want to make this a little more homely. More colorful, less evil looking, as it were. Holy crap, we got 8 unread emails. Oh, that's a shame. We also lost all of the earlier emails I was saving, the ones that we got from a friend. Alright, well then let's start cleaning up our earlier mails. So this is the werewolf blood mail. We don't need that any longer. Repaid favors. That's Mercurio. We don't need that either. Business. Oh, we should probably visit Mercurio and see what type of new weaponry he has. Business in Hollywood. Oh, this is the restaurant. I don't care. We're not doing that quest. The cost. Yeah, suckhead. Yeah, that was what Mitnick put as our username. Or what's the cost here? From a friend. The cost of an attack is often paid later. That's an interesting mail. First network hub. Mitnick here. I've got the information on the first of the network hubs. The terminal is in Santa Monica, in an old place called Megahertz Computing. I'll send you another email with recon. Power up the terminal, find the net security folder, and run the ShrekNet command. The password on the folder is Gil Bates. Don't ask. I'll message you when I see the hub activated. Cool. Megahertz Computing recon? Megahertz Computing is at the end of 2nd Street in Santa Monica, next to the asylum. The only entrance is through the back door, so you'll have to find an alley to get back there. I'm leaving you a key for the door in your mailbox. Good luck, kid. This one should be easy. Right, no problem. Library. From Beckett. Hello, young one. LaCroix praised you as a resourceful. So maybe you could assist me with an important matter. A fellow gangrel, Scott, who is doing research for me at the public library, claims to have seen a Sabbat kindred there. As I find myself preoccupied right now, please meet him in my stead at the old smoke shop in Santa Monica. He'll have details. Scott was very insistent that something was afoot, and we wouldn't want anything bad to happen to all those precious books there, would we? Beckett. Okay, no problem. Santa Monica for multiple reasons. You still around? From Bertram. If you're reading this, I guess you're still among the undead. So, got a proposition for you, if you're not too busy. You know where to find me. Won't be too difficult this time. Bertram. Lots of stuff in Santa Monica today. Thank you. Oh, from Vivi! Sweet kindred. Thank you again for all you did for me. I want you to know that I meant it when I said I adored you. You made me feel that the world was not nearly so dark and desperate. I hope to see you again in my club and in my dreams. All my love, Vivi. Oh, maybe there is a future for Lotaeri here with someone. You must have really made quite an impression on her that she, if she did fall in love with us, that's pretty amazing. That happened really quickly. But she is a Toreador, right? So they are very, very emotional. Maybe even more susceptible to that sort of thing. Prince is promoting you. From Gary, it's a joke. Hey, boss. Did some spring cleaning today. Came across something that might tickle you. A kid used to live here, had an unhealthy crush on everyone's favorite psycho pinup, Jeanette Vorman. I got a touch of nostalgia, so you find a copy of Tap Hotel, starring me. I'll trade you a poster of that luscious lunatic for it. Put the videotape in your mailbox, and I'll deliver it to your haven. Nice. I think we have that tape already, too, so that's a one and done. Cheap Rolex. Ain't the only stuff that we got, man. We got much hotter, much deadlier stuff, you know? And like all other quality LA proprietors, we got new stock in here all the time, so check it out. Hey, Larry! How'd you get my information from the Vampire Network? The Vampire Network. Actually, we got in spam before, so maybe this makes sense. Alright, no problem, Larry. We'll stop by and see you too. Alright, but I'm going to quickly cut the recording here. I'll do some inventory management off screen. And when we come back, we'll be heading down to drop the cassette off in our mailbox, so I think we have it. And get the key card, and then it's off to Santa Monica. Actually, no. I think we'll do more talking first with the other vampires here in downtown. We'll do another sweep and see if anyone has anything new to talk about. So, but we'll get to that in a few seconds. Be right back. Alright, everyone. Hello. I'm back. Turns out I've been playing the game for 50 minutes already. Just about. I can't believe it. So we're just going to talk with the Anarchs, Strauss, and see what Fat Larry has for sale here. And we'll wrap up this video. And in the next one, we'll head to Santa Monica and talk with everyone there. Because it sounds like there's quite a few people in Santa Monica who need us to get some jobs done for them. And I guess we can chat a little bit about Halloween games. so on our way. I've swapped out some of my blood packs. I've got 1 blue blood pack on me and 4 normal ones. I'm bringing our knife with us, our machine pistol, and the spaz at the moment. I left that exquisite ring we found back in my apartment as well. I don't think we're going to need it quite yet, unless someone has, like, an amazing weapon, like a gun. And I think, actually, maybe they might. So maybe they might? I said that. So we'll take a look and see what Fat Larry has. Oh, did we stop in to Venus Dare already? I think we did last episode. Did we stop by Fat Larry already? Last episode, earlier in this episode. I can't remember if we did. I guess when I'm done with the Anarchs, I can just cut the recording there and run back really quick and double check Venus to make sure I didn't visit this. Actually, I can just check the part you've already compressed down, Tim, first. That would save you time instead of running around in game. Alright. So, how's everyone's October going? I hope it's going really well. We're now at the very end of October. We've got like a week and a half left until Halloween is upon us. Can't believe it, can ya? Seems like just yesterday I started uploading the Occult Chronicles to my channel to begin the fall festivities here in August, beginning of August if I recall correctly. And sure enough, we're halfway through the fall season already.
My man, what is up?
Larry, good to see you, sir. I need to do some shopping. I don't think we actually have talked with him now that I think about it, because we saw his email. Oh, I forgot. Okay, we have to go back. I need to put the cassette into our whatchamacallit and also get out the card that Mitnick has for me. And he's selling a new weapon. An EMI Uzi. Or IMI Uzi? The Uzi was developed to be a reliable and compact gun, robust enough to take a lot of punishment and accurate enough to dish it out in a hurry. The ergonomic design of the Uzi was one of the first to incorporate wraparound bolt and blowback action, and to contain a magazine housing inside the pistol grip for quick and easy reloads. Limited recoil and climb make one-hand firing feasible. Oh wow, nice. That sounds like an upgraded version of our machine pistol. It's also over $500, so we're not buying it right away. Right, sorry about this, everyone. We gotta run back. I don't mind running back to do this. We forgot to drop the cassette off. We'll pass Strong Jaw Girl really quick as well. Hey, girl, do your thing. All right. So, what's happening with you, Tim? What's going on? What other games were you thinking about playing this Halloween? So I just began uploading Inscription, so I guess we can talk about that briefly as well. And first off, here's the key to Megahertz Computing. Let's grab that, and we'll go ahead and drop off the videotape for Tap Hotel Shuffle Step. You might remember, I believe we got that tape from the Bounty Hunter's place, who had the picture of Emalia up in it. Let's see if Strauss has anything new to talk to us about as well, and then we'll head over to the Anarchs and see what they have, what they might say now that we are done with the museum. I think at the very least Jack will have more topics for us to talk to him about. So, Inscription's being uploaded to the channel right now. I liked what I saw on Steam, and it looked like a really, I don't know if creepy is the proper word. Unsettling might not be right either, but I think unsettling is probably the closest thing to it. A deck builder game of some sort. Your opponent will kill you if you lose the game, and it's kind of creepy. But it's not, at the same time, interaction with them. I really like it. I did, however, find out after I bought it and recorded the first episode, but before we upload that first episode is when I had found out that the gameplay is going to change at some point, and what I'm experiencing currently is considered Chapter 1. And Chapter 2, the graphics change entirely in it. It becomes more like a Nintendo Pokemon game, in that you're walking around a overworld, interacting with with people there and challenging them to the card game that you're playing originally against the opponent inside the cabin. I don't know how you get out. I avoided all the spoilers, but it was interesting to see the graphical change. None of the pictures on Steam show it for that game. None of them. And none of the reviews show it either. So I think it's important to mention it, and Part 2 is going up today. Today, I think it's the 21st or the 20th of October. Part 2 for my playthrough, where I'll be talking about it, because it's so important that I say that, because if someone... Well, we'll talk about it, hold on, after we get out with Strauss. We can talk about that on the way to the Anarchs. Hey, Strauss.
Hello, Neonate. How can I be of assistance?
Do you have a few minutes to spare, Elder?
Of course.
I have a few questions for you.
What is it you would like to know?
Nothing right now. Sorry, Strauss, for wasting your time. Alright, darn it! He's got no new topics, okay. Well, I didn't think he would, but it's good to check on him anyway. So, if I had not known that was going to come up before I reached that part, I probably would have been a bit shocked and, if I'm being honest, disappointed. I was expecting solely the game I saw on Steam when I bought it, and based on the pictures I saw. And it's got incredibly glowing reviews for the game as well, and they all allude to something changing in the game, but for spoiler reasons they don't say what it is. Now I don't know the reasons for the change to the other graphical I don't know what to call it, why the graphics degrade in such a way. I'm imagining that it's because the developer wanted like a exploring the overworld type of idea, and the game engine was going to be expensive and difficult to do if he wanted that. So why not use a different graphic engine altogether different? The developer himself is the person that made Pony Island, which is an interesting game. I own it, I haven't played it, but I'm familiar with the idea that the game is a bit of a puzzle game and tries to mess with you, the player, in some very interesting ways. The way you solve puzzles aren't necessarily ways you would expect for like a point-and-click adventure game. There might be like, for example, you might have to go into your file directory of where the game's installed and do something there, for example, like Doki Doki Literature Club, and so on. So I'm assuming it's because he wants an overworld exploration game, or he wants you to have escaped the cabin and then explore the area around it for a bit. But maybe it's not that at all. Maybe it's something entirely different. I don't know. But I do think that if you were expecting what you saw on Steam for the entirety of the game, only to about 3 or 4 hours in for it to change, and then you have to spend another 3 or 4 hours in the game playing a different type of game than what you were expecting, I can see you being really upset at that and calling it like a bait and switch, because it would probably feel that way. So I'm not going to be upset about it myself, because, well, we've got about probably 2, maybe 3, 4 at most more episodes of it to upload before Halloween, and right about after Halloween is when I'm expecting I'll beat the whatever other bosses are left in the game, and it will change over to being that other graphic game, and it will be past Halloween at that point. And I really like the card game. I think the card game's a lot of fun. Requires a lot of thinking, and you don't have as many turns as you would like to have in it before the game's over. Alright, that's enough babbling about Inscription. Let's talk with Jack and Skelter. Maybe we'll talk with Damsel if she's in a good mood. She's never in a good mood, so we're probably not going to talk with her.
I heard you were down poking around the museum.
I was, yeah. I was there to get the sarcophagus for LaCroix. Well, we'll just say yeah.
LaCroix wants that coffin bad.
Man, you should have seen the tantrum he threw when it wasn't there.
Seems like he has a lot riding on that sarcophagus. He gets such a fierce bug in that powdered wig of his.
Why, though? And why do you think that is, Jack?
I I got another scenario for you here, kiddo. Gonna bounce it off you, see what you think. You ever hear of, diablerie?
So we've talked about it, and Metherjohn has left some information about it as well. It's when a younger vampire feeds off all the blood left, I think, in an elder vampire, or there's some sort of ritual involved, and so on. A battle of wills occurs, and if the younger vampire wins, he gains all the elder vampire's powers. But Lotaeri doesn't know what it is, and I don't think we've actually heard that term yet with Lotaeri, so we'll say, what is that?
Well, it's when a vampire drains another more powerful vampire to death. Diablerie is the Sabbat's specialty, but it's a big taboo in civilized kindred circles, and damn sure forbidden by the Camarilla.
Oh, that's interesting. Does that allow you to gain, like, all the experience points of another vampire? So, like, if someone fed on us, would they gain all of the blood point experience that we've placed into their stats? Is that the way that works? So it's not necessarily only going after the elder vampires, for example. Although, again, our character and the amount of experience points we earn, I believe, is not normally realistic for the pen and paper rules that were out at the time. We are gaining an immense amount of power very quickly that normally would be reserved for, in fact, like elder vampires or stuff of this sort. I think we are very quickly gaining it, but it's a video game adaptation of the pen and paper. Why is it so taboo?
When a younger vampire diablerizes an elder, the younger vampire gains all of their powers.
I see. Wow, you don't think...
Prince is willing to tear L.A. apart to find this thing so he can have it. Why? What would a power-hungry vampire like LaCroix want with a sleeping ancient? I wonder...
I have not felt that LaCroix wants that sarcophagus for his own personal reasons. But I'm not sure if... Oh, I've beaten the game. Let's get that out of the way. I've beaten the game, so I know what reasons exist. And I'm not going to elude what they are. Lotaeri has not felt any real deliberate reason from LaCroix. Strauss hasn't told us what he suspects either yet, but maybe they're both onto something. This is the first time Lotaeri's even hearing about this, and so maybe he can be persuaded that LaCroix does want it for that reason. We're not going to yell at Jack about him wanting to do it. That's, that's kind of dumb. I'm not going to make baseless accusations like that. I'm sure the temptation exists for all vampires to go ahead and do so. But I also don't... I think while he might be trying to keep it out of the wrong hands, there's no way Jack's going to agree with that statement. He'll probably call us naive. So we'll say number 2, which is inquiring about what he thinks we should do anyway. Because, well, it doesn't matter what we want. Prince still wants that sarcophagus, and we're still working for the Camarilla at this moment. What should I do? He wants me to bring it to him.
You gotta figure a drop of ancient blood would make any kindred just about invulnerable. Anyone who has a sarcophagus is gonna be thinking the same thing. If LaCroix gets a sarcophagus, at least we know where it is.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we don't know where it is at all at the moment. Yeah. I guess.
Besides, getting the sarcophagus and getting into it are two different things.
Alright, Jack. Thanks. I'm out of here. We'll talk to him again and see if he mentions anything about the Sabbat, because we not only were in the museum, but we finished the entire Warren spot before we talked with him. So maybe he'll say something else on our way out.
What the hell did you want?
Hey, Skelter. What the hell I wanted is for you to answer a few questions.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do. Do you know anything about the Kuei Jin?
Do I know the Kuei Jin? Those motherfuckers showed up in California 5 years ago and been fighting us tooth and claw for every inch of the free state since. Yeah, I know.
What are they like compared to us?
Let me tell you, they ain't nothing like us. They're devils, man. Shifty fucking devils. Seeing the shit they're capable of makes some of what I saw in Nam make a lot more sense.
Who's worse? Kuei Jin or the Camarilla? He's probably going to say they're both equal.
They're all invaders. The Kuei Jin, they're less likely to deal with you. They think they're the superior beings or whatever. But the Camarilla, they'll just lie and stab you in the back. Which is worse? Does it really matter?
Good point. Later, Skelter. I'm not looking forward to talking to Damsel. See? She's like totally insulting at me right away. Hey, Damsel.
Hey, I heard that.
Well, then we're not going to bother. you have a good night. I'm recording this in my room at the moment. I haven't uploaded to YouTube yet. I was hoping you wouldn't hear me talk about you first. Jack?
Hey, kid, what's going on?
I want to ask you a few questions.
Sure thing, kiddo. Fire away.
All right, nothing else. Okay.
What's on your mind?
We can't actually talk to him about the Zamichi that we encountered. All right, everyone. So I think we've been playing for about an hour total. So we're gonna stop here, and when I come back, I will be in Santa Monica, and we will start doing the quests there. So I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching, everyone.